Hey Soul Fam, how are ya? Hope you're all doing great out there. If you're new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe if this video resonates with you. And if not, just leave it. These just happen to be my truths, mine alone. So I wanted to share 3 major themes for 2023 that I think a lot of us need to be aware of. As we know, we are moving into 2024, and the numerology around that is around an 8. That's usually about manifesting. That's usually about the physical world, taking the lessons that we've had through 1 through 7 and putting them to work and creating with that energy. You can say basically it is the lagging effect of the energy that we've seen up until now. And as we've coming out of 2023, which has been the numerology of 7, we've seen a lot of truths come up. We've seen a lot of things come up to the surface that were in the dark that need to be brought into the light to be seen, and we will see the lagging effect of that shift of that energy play out in this year big time. So this is also, according to the Chinese calendar, the year of the dragon, and that usually symbolic of strength, inner strength, courage, creativity, as well as innovation. Fire and passion is also symbolic through the dragon as well. And so I would expect a year full of potential and opportunity, and there is going to be some massive drastic change and opportunity as we move through 2024. Many of us will see lots of manifestation of things, if not immediate manifestation of the things that we are working on to help us validate that we are in alignment with our highest good, but also manifestations of things that help us clear the path for us to get on the right direction that we need to go. So where we see a lot of these pressures or things or change that may occur in 2024 are going to be focused around, if you will, the structures that involve in our life around finance, around control, around power, around businesses and corporations, and in the individual life around karma as well. All right, so expect social structures around these areas to be under great pressure as physical manifestations of the shifting energy starts to be brought into reality, especially around control, power, and finances, okay? So the first theme that pops up is under the guise of empowerment, all right? I heard the word empowerment as I'm thinking about this, and it's literally going to be a major wave this year going through our existence, both collectively and personally. This is where people are no longer going to be sitting back. People are no longer going to be fence sitting. They're going to be standing up for what they believe in. So this means a huge uprising, especially around the structures around power, control, finances, etc. We've already seen part of this start to shine through here at the end of the year. Protests happening in Spain, the farmer protests happening all over Europe. All right, this will continue to ripple out. This is a transmuted fire that cannot be extinguished, and it will continue to be seen in a much drastic and dramatic way as we go into 2024. Part of the reason why this is showing up is because people's inner lights are going to start shining more, and people are going to stand in their authentic self. They're going to stand in their light. They're no longer going to believe in the illusion of change being brought by other people. They're no longer going to wait for other people to create the change that they're looking for. They're going to be the change, and that means lots of inner courage, lots of inner strength, stepping into who they are, and standing up for who they are, what they believe in, and what they think is right as we go forward. So no longer playing the small self, no longer playing the victim anymore. You're going to come into an empowered state, and you're going to stand in that light in the face of great adversity, especially with regards to the structures that we have currently that are going to be under vast amount of pressures going into 2024. All right, I say that with great reluctancy because we are going to see battles between many different agencies here, whether the self-agency or the broader agencies of the structures that we have out there. A lot of agendas are going to be playing out there. trying to push you out of your light, trying to push you out of your Christed aware self, and to make you less of a empowered being, to make you more of an animal. So don't forget the lessons that came about during the COVID pandemic. All right. The second thing I'll say about this is the collective mirror. The collective mirror is going to be a wild variance of extremes. Even though it already feels that way, it's going to be even further and more extreme as we go forward. And what really comes to mind when I'm talking about the collective mirror, in a sense, is that this is where we may start to see 2024, where the blend between the blend between fiction and nonfiction starts to become a little less. Becomes a little more blended, right? It becomes a little more nebulous. In fact, that it seems like the truth seems more science fiction than it is than what science fiction really is, right? We're going to see things in our reality that you would be like, what? I can never imagine. That sounds like a story. Someone made that up. And firstly, you may see this happen in the collective, stories happening around different things, especially around UFOs and all those kind of stuff. But you'll even find this in your own life, right? Your inner circles, and even a little bit further out in your broader family, friendships, etc. Those social circles that you belong to, situations and experiences may arise that make you feel excited about life, or shocked to the core about the reality, what is being transpired or reflected back to you via the collective. You may think like, wow, this is just so science fiction, etc. So for those in your higher alignment, you will see more joy, more bliss, more alignment being reflected from the mirror. Whereas those still in dreamland, you're going to have a little bit of a hard landing, a shock that is coming through the manifestations that are going to be happening in the reality as we move to 2024. So it feels like there are two different worlds being created, or many different worlds depending on where you are, and that there's going to be a continued furthering, I would say, the variance, the extremes between people's stories are going to be separated even further as we go along. So although maybe a bifurcation, there may be many different splits between people's realities depending on where they are, but certainly the collective mirror is going to reflect all this craziness, and science fiction and fiction are going to start blending, and we're not going to know what is truthful and what is not, and it's going to seem like the things that are truthful are far more science fiction than we would ever imagine as being science fiction as we go forward. So that plays out for the third story with regards to this bifurcation, many different stories, is heartache. The greatest way to awaken from one's slumber is through pain, especially with the manifesting energies that we're coming into 2024. This may come to many a time of emotional confusion, emotional entanglement, of physical experiences centered around relationships, conflict, around the social structures I talked around regarding power, control, finances, around businesses, etc. There may be lots of hardship, betrayal, cheating, lies, worries, struggles, all of this coming to roost with regards to this karmic kind of energy that we're playing out for 2024. So it is like it's time to pay the piper this year, and you must seek the mirror in the reflections that are being manifested in your reality, so that you can choose differently going forward. To manifest differently in alignment with the highest good as we go forward. This is all, if this is you, this is all to lead you towards empowerment, to regain what you have given away, and to help you return back to source, to help you remember that you are part of all that there is, and that you aren't a victim, that you aren't a small being, that everything that you've been told with regards to this current reality and density is not the truth. And the truth relies on what is inside you. The answer and the keys to all your issues is going to be through you and towards source. All right, so those are the big themes we're going to be playing out in 2024 around empowerment, around the collective reality in how reality and science fiction are going to start to blend, and that there's more bifurcation and separation between people's reality, where a vast majority of us are going to go through this heartache to help us waken us up so that we can find ourselves back towards source as the numerology and the energies manifest scenarios, experiences, so that we can finally empower ourselves and move forward. So I hope that helps you. I'll be doing my energy updates for each month as we go along. But should you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I love you. We'll talk to you soon. And best of luck and many wishes for 2024.